Madam Speaker, I'm going to use the opportunity to speak to a matter that has been forefront in the news. A matter that has struck a chord, not only in the world of sports, but across the national psyche. The decision by a few of our athletes to switch national allegiance, with some now opting to represent countries like Turkey in international competitions in the upcoming Olympic Games in 2028. This, understandably, Madam Speaker, has caused concern and emotional responses from a public who, for decades, have rallied behind our champions draped in the black, green, and gold. Yet, Madam Speaker, while this is an emotive issue, it is not without historical context, nor is it without precedent. We must remember the case of Merlene Ottey, one of our most decorated athletes. After years of service to Jamaica, she continued her career by representing Slovenia from 2002 onward. Her move was a personal and professional decision made with dignity and mutual respect. Despite the flag on her uniform, she has remained proudly Jamaican in identity. We have also witnessed inbound transitions. USA-born Brianna Williams represents Jamaican in athletics. England-born footballers such as Wes Morgan, Joby McAnuff, and Adrian Mariappa have proudly represented Jamaica's Reggae Boys, bolstering our international competitiveness. In netball and basketball, overseas-based athletes of Jamaican heritage have also worn the Jamaican national colors. And currently, there are a number of overseas-based athletes of Jamaican heritage who have expressed a desire to represent Jamaica. Madam Speaker, the global sporting arena has changed. In recent decades, powerhouse nations like Qatar, Bahrain, and yes, Turkey, have attracted talent from Kenya, Ethiopia, and beyond, often offering financial stability, better resources, or long-term security. Jamaica is not immune to these global shifts. Interestingly, there are top athletes whose sponsorship contracts dictate their level of national involvement once they sign. Athletes, like professionals in any field, must weigh their opportunities, resources, and long-term viability. This is not to say we are comfortable losing our talent. Quite the opposite. These developments should serve as a clarion call to strengthen our national athlete support systems, not just at the elite level, but through grassroots and transition programs that secure their careers before, during, and after competition. And we are on that path. A particularly sobering reflection came recently from Asafa Powell, who publicly expressed his reluctance to have his own Jamaican-born children compete for their country of birth. His remarks were not made lightly, but out of an honest critique of perceived neglect and structural limitations. That expression must not be ignored, but examined. And that expression must not be interpreted as a negative for the government. We have also heard voices from the local sporting community expressing frustration that athletes are not treated with the level of respect or support they believe they deserve during and especially after their careers. Johan Blake comes to mind. While the ministry has maintained investment in talent development, the truth is that many of our athletes do not benefit from formal post-retirement social security or structured financial transition systems. This is a reality not unique to Jamaica, but one we must all confront. In the midst of the news of some athletes changing their allegiance, however, there are opportunities that can be explored. Immediately after the news of the proposed changing of allegiance, one of our top athletes, Mrs. Shanika Ricketts, has indicated that despite requests from other countries, she's determined to remain a Jamaican athlete. She chose Jamaica. This has provided an opportunity for a local company, Dollar Financial Services, to offer her sponsorship. And I want to commend them for doing that. There are several other companies that are sponsoring other athletes. And we thank those companies for working with our athletes. And we want to welcome more companies, more from the private sector, to come on board and support our athletes. To be clear, the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, which plays a pivotal role in nurturing and developing our athletes, is not a corporate entity with the legal or financial mandate to provide end-of-career support. Few sports federations or countries do. It is a structural challenge that spans the globe. That said, many of our accomplished athletes have found homes in the private and public sectors, from law enforcement to coaching, from corporate ambassadorships to entrepreneurship. We must recognize these examples as national successes while also seeking to systematize such transitions to benefit a wider group of retired athletes. Madam Speaker, as Minister, I'm committed to looking at the following initiatives: establishing a national athlete support and retention strategy, and as indicated by the Prime Minister, that I should engage stakeholders to this effect. We will look at how we can expand partnerships with the private sector to provide financial incentives and sponsorship opportunities, enhancing training and recovery infrastructure to meet international standards, offering career transition services for athletes beyond competition, long-term career planning and transition services, expanded financial and health coverage discussions in collaboration with the private sector, further incentivize national representation packages, particularly for high-performance athletes, and strengthen partnerships with sporting federations to ensure holistic athlete development from start to finish. However, please note that government cannot interfere, and I would like everybody to understand this. Government cannot interfere with the operations of these national sporting federations as they are governed by their international bodies. And it is important that we all understand that. I have no control over what the federations do, although we provide them with monthly subventions, over 40 such organizations. What we ask them to do is provide us with a plan and provide us with an audit of how they use the funds. And never in the history of this country has sport received so much funding and so much support from any government. And it is important that we all recognize that, right? And if you go on my Facebook page, you will see Coach, one of the greatest coaches in the world, Glenn Mills, commending our work. And some of the very athletes, one in particular was gone to Turkey. He was there collecting an envelope with his check as his incentive, right? So we don't have resources to match those big countries. But we do what we can. And we do more than has ever been done. So, Madam Speaker, allegiance is often shaped not only by flag and soil, but by support and opportunity. When we invest in our athletes with intention and innovation, they will remain ambassadors of the black, green, and gold, not just in name, but in spirit. But it's not possible for government to do it all. It takes private sector, it takes the associations, and it takes everyone to play their part. Let us also be clear, while athletes may wear another flag, and this is important to note, their roots remain Jamaican. The talent was born here. Many were trained here. We invested in them and nurtured them to the point that they can now shine and other countries want to take them. Exactly. We did it, and we are proud that we made them what they are. Of course, the talent must be there, but we nurtured them and invested in them. And their legacy, whether at home or abroad, reflects our excellence, the excellence of Jamaica. Without a doubt, as they compete on the international stage, every announcement of their participation will recognize their Jamaican roots, even as they wear a different national color. So today, we do not rebuke those who seek opportunities elsewhere. We listen, Madam Speaker. We reflect and we act so that Jamaica not only continues to produce champions, but also sustains them. So I want to say to all those who, you hear all kind of pronouncement, let us be measured. Let us be proud, and let us be proactive. Our athletes may run for different flags, but they never run from who they are. Jamaica remains in their hearts and in ours. Let us use this moment not to despair, but to build, Madam Speaker.